Hey, we're live. Hello, everybody. It's good to have y'all here for Old Gray Bricks Live. Hey, we've got lots of friends in our chat over here. Let's go through really quick. Brickenizer is here. Brahm is here. Pink Wheels is here. John Rudy is here. Good to have y'all. Thank you for coming. If you have an invite, come in when you can. Thank you for joining us today. Lots of our friends are here. Lots of our friends are coming in a little bit later. And we're going to have a time talking today a little bit about our Lego hobby during COVID, some of the things we've done and some of the things we have accomplished. And if you'll notice over there in the corner right by Matt's head, that is our new official logo for Old Gray Bricks. We made that with the Old Gray Brick and the stupid astronaut with the stupid wrong hands. But anyway, that is all right. But
hey, no throwing shade on Blue Hands.
Yeah. Did we give him that name already?
I think that we kind of just coined that his name is Blue Hands.
Blue Hands. So Blue Hands is there with him and everything. And let me pop a link there. There he is. There's Old Gray Brick, Disco Pose or whatever, and Blue Hands in there. But anyway, let me copy this link and I'll pop it in there. You can go to TeePublic if you would like and grab you a shirt if you would like to. The discount, I think, may be still up. I'm not sure. And if you don't want to get it now, if it's $20, wait. TeePublic about every other day makes them $13. You'll have to eat some shipping, though, unfortunately. But we would love to have you sport the new logo on your chesticles and then show everybody your support. I don't know. I lost.
Or testy, you know.
Never mind. So anyway, join us there, and you can show that off to your friends. It's awesome, and we're not making money. We're maybe paying our bills, but it's just fun to make a shirt and put it out there. So looks like we have Rich is here with us. Let's go to Rich and go to the brick cave there. That's looking pretty good, man.
Wow. So I have been just doing some maintenance around the area to get it ready for, being ready. Some more UV film on windows over that way. But this is a semi-permanent setup now. Things will change.
Oh, somebody's calling you.
Nope, not me. That was not me.
Just Jeff.
Just Jeff. So these will probably go. These guys, those guys will probably go that way, and then this front area here will go against the wall back here.
Nice.
Actually,
very cool. Very cool.
But my main endeavor for the past year has been packing up Lego, storing Lego, moving Lego to a new place, and refiguring the Lego.
Okay, good deal. Well, it sounds like you are landing well. That's awesome. All right, let's move around the room. Let's go to Magnus. Magnus, what's up in your Lego world today?
What is up? I'm good. My Lego world, I've been messing around with working on a small castle, like not the big one, but like a little one. I can show you a little bit what I've got going on here. Let's see. This is like an homage to the Black Falcon's Fortress of Sword.
Oh,
Nice.
This is a draft, but it will be expanded upon. Someone said that the tower, the roof here looks a little weird, so I'm not sure how I can improve that. But I welcome any honest feedback on how to make the roof better, or without changing the size of the actual tower. It might be taller, but I'm not going to make it bigger, like wider or narrower.
that's cool.
Thank you.
It's super cool. It's definitely got the vibe. The roof that on that spire gives it the vibe for sure.
It's got this version of it at least has a little. This is a little outhouse, like a poop over the wall thing, and it's got some some cross-shaped arrow slits. And this is also the first time I'm experimenting with mixing up the texture on the walls a little bit. I don't want them to be too messy and busy, but I want them to have a little texture to them. So that's kind of a work in progress.
I like it.
Thank you.
Very cool. It smells very old school castle-y. That's cool. Oh, Maddie's here. Look
What's
at
up, my
that.
What's up?
I don't know. We finally got a girl in here. I'm not sure. Did anybody not put the Canadian bait out? We don't have any Canadians in here today.
We
I
should
love some
make it.
maple syrup out.
Oh,
PW's in the chat, I think.
he's in the chat, but he's not in the room. We're seriously lacking Canadians. Maddie, what is up today?
Oh, just hanging out. Why is it so echoey? Is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't hear it.
Okay.
No, it's echoey. I can hear it too.
Give me 1 second. Me. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I got
Can you sing more for us?
No, I failed singing class. There's no way. But I got a trade in the other day, and I'm super stoked because I think you guys would appreciate this. Jeff already seen this, but it's like the old Arctic space stuff.
Ice Planet. It's Ice Planet, Maddie, for the 1000th time. It's Ice Planet.
Arctic space, I don't know. And I got a base plate with it. So I've been having fun with that. But yeah, it's been quiet.
My favorite space theme, and she butchers
Just
it every time.
Judge,
It's
you
fine.
can judge her. Look down
It's
over the
fine.
glasses at her. Go ahead. Give her the look. There we go.
Just don't confuse Anakin and Luke today, please.
Oh yeah, that was really bad. I had to replay that, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, my bad." Still not quite sure who they are, but that's okay. Oh, my
hilarious.
Star Wars is just not on point. So
It's okay. It's a great Jeff Van Winden says you can jump in anytime, Jeff. So hop in here. We can have a couple of Jeffs if we need it. So, that'll be fun. That'll be great. Let's see. What is up with Just Jeff today, though? After you're judging Maddie, thank you for
So I don't really build new mocks. Everybody here knows that, but I work on old mocks to make them look kind of better.
we like that.
Yeah. So this is the other little fighter that I finally completed and finally got to a good-ish way that I want it done. I just got to redo the cockpit, but it's pretty cool. It's got some non-functioning landing gear, but it looks neat.
That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. So we got that going on, and besides that, I've got some minifigure of the week goodness for us.
Yes, let's go with it. It is time for the minifig of the week.
As soon as I get the thing open.
Didn't do it. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, man. Give it to it. Okay, let me see. Is it over here?
No, I don't even have it open up yet. That's how unprepared I am.
Thank you for setting that up and then me failing.
All right, we're good. Okay, everything's fine. Now it's on you.
Hey, Jeff. Other Jeff is Jeff. Can you do a figure of the week while the other Jeff is getting his figure of the week?
It's all ready. It's ready.
Okay,
just
fine.
waiting on you, old man.
Old man. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
there.
So as you can see, we have the Lego astronaut minifigure. So there was other NASA branded products before the minifigure came out, and that was the moon landing and everything else in Yada Shmata back in the 70s that Chris really likes for some reason. Anyway, so the first official, I didn't get the first image of it, but the first NASA Lego minifigure was out in 1990. And then it led to the evolution of this. They've always had that gold faceplate, though, which is kind of neat. At the 50th anniversary, we got the that set, which is a great set, by the way, the lunar lander, and the minifigures hadn't changed much. Later, NASA decided to start working with Lego a bit more and started highlighting the women of NASA. You can see them there.
Mm-hmm.
It evolved into a Curiosity rover, which was an ideas project built by the guy who built the Curiosity rover. So there you go. Let's see here. That's about it as far as Lego astronauts go. Oh, this one was kind of neat. So I can't remember which one it was for, but a space mission up to the International Space Station. Lego commissioned 26 astronauts, like 26 astronaut minifigures, to go up with an astronaut, and that's where they live now. So there's Lego in space, guys.
Yay!
Yep,
As it should be.
as it should be. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, look!
Oh.
2 Canadians there in the bottom there. You complain about them, and then you're virtually brimming with.
Should we do the secret handshake? It's kind of hard to do this way, but
That's all right. Y'all are back there huffing your syrup before you came in. I know. So
No,
What was
no,
that?
not huffing, massaging it in.
Nice. You guys only huff the musk scent of moose, right?
That's right. No, we milk. How many times say that? We milk the moose to get its power. That's man.
moose juice. Come on, guys, you haven't heard of
Exactly. Exactly. See, Jeff knows where it's at.
do we need to kick the Canadians out now?
I heard a rumor that you guys eat moose nose in jelly. Is that true?
Not today. No, yeah, actually, I have heard that. I have heard that before. That's like it's actually a First Nations thing. So yeah, it's like a First Nations Quebec thing. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Don't make fun of indigenous people.
I wasn't. I'm willing to try it. I was just curious. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah. When I've traveled through there for work, there's sometimes you go to some like the long houses and stuff of the. I can't remember the nation, but yeah, they've got all that kind of stuff. Like they have like beaver tails that are like no, not the delicious donut, like actual beaver tails and stuff. So yeah.
Oh man.
Gross. Let's see. We got some more folks over here in the chat really quick. Mr. Blue is here. Apples is here from Europe and is headed to bed because I'm sure it's late there. Thank you for joining us. Pink Wheel's also in the chat. She may be able to join us a little later. All right. So let's see who else we got here. Let's go ahead and talk to Mr. Van Winden. What is up, man? How are you today?
I'm good. I'm got some parts in, so I was building away. I can jump over if you want to see that. Where's that? Wait, there. This guy. So
Nice.
I'm working on this side.
That's coming along so well.
I'm just trying to get the roof up to roof level now. But
What I kind
Gotta
of like
walk-
is how that walkway's got that bit of a sway to it. Eh?
yeah, well, I wanted to because the middle part, the monorail track from the other side will come in right here, kind of thing. So I wanted to kind of have this platform line up with it.
Right.
So I've got a bit of an angle on it. So still working on, or still debating the color scheme on the side here. Hold on, let's try that again.
I still
Hey,
think one
Mark,
of the
I got to
coolest
step
things.
away for a second.
Yeah, I still think one of the coolest things is when you're countersinking those AquaZone ducting pieces into the wall. That's so cool.
Yeah, especially like this one here is going kind of behind and back out.
Right.
So and then these ones will line up with the zoom back out here manually with my hand. Those two black ones will line up with these two guys on the roof line.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's basically like an air circulation going through the whole thing.
That's
So-
awesome.
So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I also got I ended up sourcing a copy of this set. Just because I found someone in Ontario that actually had it for a decent-ish price.
Cheaper,
And
probably
shipping
cheaper
wasn't-
shipping.
Yeah, it was cheaper shipping for sure. Like I'd already built the blue one. I got wheels now though. And the red one is now completely finished with
Sweet.
the roof. So, which I kind of like.
Nice.
I like it with the roof. But yeah, so I might build that later on if I get bored with this space base.
I really love about the space base how the walls. A lot of people will try to build kind of greebles into flat walls to make them more interesting, but it seems like you really thought a little about like what makes sense to go here and what's the purpose of this greebly stuff. You know, and
Yeah.
it makes it a little more.
I would love to do greeblies and stuff. Like I want to put something still in this area, but I am not the Greeble expert. I have backgrounds on my computer of some of I'm trying to think of some of the good guys, the guys who build the really amazing space bases.
Tim Goddard.
Yeah,
Tim Goddard,
yeah. And I just simply love those, and would I look at them and say, oh geez, I wish I could do that, but it doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't have the talent to do that yet.
Oh, this is impressive.
No, I
No,
like
don't
it.
sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short at all.
Yeah, no, it's good.
It's great.
It really does.
I'm actually trying to
Chris
pull one
has
up.
pointed out before, sometimes we have to build to what we have in our inventory.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Have you seen this guy's inventory?
I just order
I was
what I don't
making a
have,
joke at the
basically.
same time.
Oh, by the way, the yellow pieces, these columns now, I've pretty much ordered anybody that has more the quantity of more than one in Ontario, and I've had to order like 3 or 4 from a guy in the States because these are getting rare. Like there's some guy here in Canada selling like this little guy here. Oh, sorry, wrong camera. This little guy here with like in yellow for like $20. I'm buying them for like less than $1. They're still available, but they are getting to become quite rare now. So
The yellow ones last year, I bought out all the Canadian ones, and it looks like that. Yeah.
yeah, I have a couple of bags as well.
Yeah.
But the problem is most of mine are the ones with the studs on the side.
Right.
Right. Most of mine are these style here.
Lego Hoarders Edition.
Because these ones were the most common ones. Right.
Yep.
So I have lots of those. I have none of just the solid ones. So I have some, but they're gone.
So many of these little thruster
Yeah.
things. It's
Oh,
not even
yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That should be a seed piece for a build one time. Because
That would be great.
And anybody that doesn't have them, I'd be happy to ship them.
But I actually, look at Rich here. But I actually really like those pieces.
I think
though,
Chris
those
beats me though.
thruster bells. Yeah.
Yeah, they are pretty neat. They're one of my favorite pieces from Aquanauts, which is, my favorite line. So there you go.
Hey, do you mean Aqua Divers?
No,
I heard about this with you, Maddie, last stream, and yeah, apparently the enamel was chipped off a lot of teeth around here. Just out of anger, just
Ooh. But that's going to be the
yeah, don't use that.
the rose. No, the butt of the joke. I don't know. That's
said the
horrible. I'm really
Go ahead
bad
and
with
change-
like, names and stuff.
Chris or Mark, go ahead and change Maddie's name to Little Running Joke from.
Please do.
Or just say, she said butt.
I think you should change it to Annika, not Luke.
This is one of those backgrounds that I was talking about.
It's a good
oh,
background.
Yeah, that's like a Goddard Reed.
Yeah,
thing.
it's from the book, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, just none of it has purpose. Like the little binoculars on the side of the poles, they don't really have any purpose. They just look cool, right?
Yeah, that's their purpose. They look cool.
This is actually from one of their promotional postcards for the book.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Look, they've got Arctic space there.
yeah.
Arctic space, yes.
Oh,
Well, Jeff,
Yeah.
if you're interested in doing that, I mean, I don't build space stuff, but I build buildings. But one of the things I do is if I see something really cool, I just try to copy it and figure out how they did it. And then
yeah.
I mean, that's how most of us learn is copying somebody else. So copy away.
Like this. I copied some dude.
And
True
don't
enough.
feel bad about copying somebody. That's like the most sincere form of flattery, right? When somebody borrows your technique.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah, I just looked. I mean, when I was doing my hangar, I just went and looked up, Lego Hangar Bay Greebly or whatever, and there was some guy who's got like a 20-minute video where he just has a Greebly thing that just continues and continues and continues as he's building more and more Greeblies. And I think I maybe watched it for like 30 seconds, and I went, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a bunch of pieces that I like and give myself a confined space of where I only want the Greeble to be, and just see what works, see what doesn't.
See, you old guys just do that and copy, and I just create from my brain, so I'm better. Ha ha.
It's
You are
called,
better.
Inspiration.
I
In
know.
every possible way, Jeff, you are superior.
Aren't I though? No, I get inspiration from Blade Runner. Like when I'm running dry on space stuff or like future tech stuff, Blade Runner's my
In fact,
go-to.
Here we go. We're putting Jeff up front here because
Oh, great. Talk about
Fantastic.
off the rails.
I will rule this with an iron fist.
Nobody
all
puts
right. Let's see who we got. We got some new folks in the chat. Chantal Bricks is here. How you doing? Doc Sampson is here. Doc Sampson asked the question, "Who's got the shuttle?" We'll maybe get into that in just a minute. Bricks O'Brien is also here. Good to have you friends here today. Let's see who we got to. Matt. No, we haven't got to the other Canadian. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Hey man, how are you?
Just rip the bandage off, Chris.
Hey, it's nice of you to show up to a friend's stream when he's invited you. You know,
I
like
was
friends
out.
do.
I was out. I was literally out, and I don't even have Wi-Fi. I was passing by a Starbucks, and I got your invitation. Yeah, no guilt there.
Wait. You have to go to an internet cafe in Canada to do this. Is that what happened?
No, driving by an internet cafe in Canada. I'm literally at the lights, and it goes ding. Yeah, Lego-wise, not too much. Building a little bit of microspace, which is much harder than I thought, and is not nearly as fun.
What?
Oh, no, it's fine.
Commiserate to us because we love microspace.
Yeah, we do. Let's see it.
Well, no, not yet. You'll see it.
Are you
Okay.
afraid to pull it out?
We're talking about the Lego, nothing else.
I don't know. Well, that just totally let the air out of my balloon, so to speak.
about
Yeah,
a
no,
double entendre?
that's it's actually the thing is it's microspace, but it's boring microspace. It's literally like a hallway.
Oh,
So yeah, that's why it's boring. But anyway, you'll hopefully see soon what this is all building to. So yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
All right. Good deal. And
Is
if
it
you
like
haven't
a Hasbro
check out
hallway?
Gil's Instagram and his Flickr, where he's making some amazing pictures, Lego and non-Lego, you need to check that out. Where can they find you for that?
I'm at Tora Nerd, so TORA Nerd altogether on Instagram.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Thank you.
Super cool stuff. Super cool stuff. All right, let's see. Have we been to Magnus yet? Magnus, we talked to you yet? Oh yeah, you showed us Castle.
Yeah,
That's right.
We've been to me.
Magnus, do you have an update on the Cobra thing? Is there an update for that? We didn't talk about that.
I've done some work on it. I mean, I can show it. It won't look noticeably different.
That's okay. I just want to see it.
I will show you one. I will show you one thing though. One of the big challenges for me has been trying to get the these bits here as well as I can to the edge of this thing here, and it's so hard to get it at exactly the right angle. And I just had this moment where I was like, wait a sec, what if I can just attach them on this instead, which will make it at exactly the right where I want it to be.
Yeah.
I started attaching these things, and now I just clip it on straight here, and it looks better than it would ever look otherwise. And it's just one of those moments where you sort of have a sort of building challenge, and what you end up, the solution you end up coming up with is actually fairly straightforward, but it can take a lot of time to get there.
yeah.
Which is a pattern I've seen in other things too. Like often, you'll put a lot of time and hours into designing several things, and the final solution that you come up with is actually quite easy, but you had to just kind of go through a bunch of overly complicated, over-engineered things to get there. So yeah, that was my reflection on that of the week.
Cool. No, that thing's still awesome. It makes me probably 14-year-old again to see that tower and the Cobra thing. You're like, oh, that's awesome, right? I mean, because it looks just like what it did in Hasbro plastic. I mean, it's really good.
Sorry, one thing that's related to Magnus thing, which I meant to share, and it is actually somewhat Lego related. I got it for other purposes, but maybe Chris, throw me up on the big fat face screen here. So these, right? These I ordered off of Amazon for photography, and what they are is they are tiny little suppository. No, they're lights. They could be. But anyway, what they are is they're tiny lights that are meant to put inside of balloons for parties and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
But they're little LEDs that click on. And the thing is, I find that these things are awesome if you drop one inside of like a cockpit, a spaceship, and I'm thinking like Magnus's castle and all that kind of stuff. You pop them in, you turn the things on, they throw an awesome light on the inside. So then if you're taking pictures, you got them on a show or whatever, these things will go about 10 hours, I think, on full bore. These are like cool white, you can get warm white, and they're like $10 for 15 of the things. And they come with batteries. So if you're looking for something to light up the castle, or anyone's looking for something, even like, like Matt's looking for something to light up the inside of the inside of like one of his buildings, or Rich or something like that. Awesome. Cheap way to do it.
That is very tempting as a non-purist solution. I actually have a couple of purist things I've been playing with here. If I show you this, can you see that?
Yep.
You see that? All right, you see that? So what these are is
You got the light bricks.
yeah.
Right.
So with this bit here, for example, if I just push that to the side, that turns this thing on and off.
Nice.
Which is awesome for the purest solution. However, they're about 1/10 the brightness of those things. That's
and a lot more expensive too. Yeah,
and they're a lot more expensive.
I'm feeling the pull here.
Greg, what's the brand of those lights?
I'm gonna get a link, and maybe I'll put it in the private, and we can push it out to the public.
Yeah, and now, you get those on Amazon. There's like a bazillion different little brands for those things. I've seen those too. They're actually very cool.
Yep.
So,
John Rudy was telling me about something similar. I don't know if it's a similar, the same thing that Gil has there, but yeah,
But I mean, like I think it's something like one of Chris's or like Mark's like large spaceships with like the big dome canopy or something, right?
Yeah.
You put one of those things in there behind it, you dim down the lights, it would look so cool. Like it'd be so cool. Yeah.
I could have sworn he said he should drop one inside of me. Is that what you said?
I thought he said something about that.
I think he said drop
Well,
one.
you need the camera.
Good for
The
me.
camera's got to have light to see, right? So
Yeah, that's it.
Do you remember that Jetsons episode where he took the pill and it was a robot camera going through his body and everything? That's what it is.
You could light up the inside of a moose.
Yeah.
like the Aurora Borealis.
There was a where the sun don't shine joke in there at one point as well, but I decided not to go there.
Yeah. What? I don't know what that means, but anyway, Builder Q, we're glad you are able to join us live since you have the weekend off, and I hope many of you have tomorrow and some time off this weekend or into next week. Actually, our school's spring break starts Monday, I guess, but so a lot of folks are traveling as well or trying to feeling a little safer, I guess, but feeling to take some precautions. All right, let's see. Who have we not been to? Mr. Sandlin, I don't believe have we talked to Matt yet? We have not talked to Matt. Let's go to Matt.
So I got a couple of, I got 3 different Bricklink orders. I've got 2 Bricklink orders and 3 Bricks and Pieces orders. So I've been just putting things away in the last couple of days. I haven't built anything since I finished the Ninjago Gardens, but I do have the setup behind me. So let me do the camera twirl. But so there's the gardens and the docks and the Ninjago City and one of the ships. So it's pretty cool when you get them all put together. And thinking at one of our shows, if we want to do local shows, if we want to do like a Ninjago layout, it's impressive how tall the buildings are. And it actually has really gotten me thinking that I want to do a skyscraper modernist type building for our town layout. So I've been kicking around ideas for a while. There's a guy that is on Instagram, and also he has a account on Flickr, and he has what I consider to be the best sort of modern skyscrapers, and he calls his the Wasabi District, and he just does really good work. They really read as modern realistic skyscrapers, and I'm gonna try to steal some stuff from him, and I'm kicking around trying to do something that's really tall. But of course, when you do something tall, you're going to chew through a lot of bricks. So I'm sitting here going, well, what do I have a ton of? And I have a bunch of dark gray, light gray, and black. Well, that's kind of a dark skyscraper, but I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, skyscraper. Like I said, they do eat up a lot of brick, and of course, we have lug bulk that happens. The thing that should not be named. Do we ever just buy basic brick? No, we don't. But that's okay. There is basic brick available in the picker bricks and stuff like that. But yeah, we don't get a lot of basics. We get cool brick that we'll use over and over and over again. But just getting straight up 1x4s in a color, we don't do that. But
the trouble is, you need to decide what color you're going to do, and then wait 9 months before you get the parts. So I did put in our last order. I put in for 300 of those curved window pieces that are in the new Friend sets. Mm-hmm. And I have something in mind specifically that I want to do skyscraper wise, but I'm not going to see those parts until, whenever, September, October. So I'm really, really jazzed about building a tall skyscraper with curved parts, but nothing's going to happen for half a year at least. So I have to just kind of put that.
About 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I decided I was going to do a skyscraper, and the first thing I did is put in the lug bulk order for windows. And I waited 5 months for those windows to come in before I even started. And the biggest thing I had, the largest bulk of stuff I had at the time was white. So I've got a 19-story white skyscraper. I think it does. I think it's effective. Especially when it's on a layout with other people's skyscrapers in a grouping, and you get that collaborative feel of different architectural designers doing their vision.
Cool.
And I've thought about doing one where the building maybe rotates as it goes up. There's some really cool stuff out there where people have used the turntable plates. So as you stack each layer, you can angle it, and the building can actually twist as it goes up. I don't want to just build a perfectly rectangle shaped building. I want to do something that sort of changes the angle or changes the eye by having some things run at something that's not a 45, 90 degree kind of angle. So I don't know what the answer is going to be yet, but that's my ambition, is to do something that's skyscrapery, but it doesn't just look like a stack of bricks.
Yeah, my skyscraper looks like the 1x1 that's 1, 2, and then 1 brick, like the corner brick, the corner 1x1.
2x2 with a cut.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's what you want to say. Yeah, that's what my building looks like. It's not traditional block. It does have some change to its shape, but you can't really see it unless you're in the back of it.
So it's like an L shape.
Yeah, it's not a full L. It's more that 1, 2, 1.
Well, I mean, there's two things. So this guy named Whiskey Shed on YouTube has a Ninjago city next to a modular city that's like everybody else's modular city, but his Ninjago city has several mocks that are within the lines of the Ninjago sets. They're really amazing. Super cool guy. He's an Aussie. He's a great person. Secondly, if you're getting those curved windows, you could do a corkscrew. Start at the bottom, offset each brick a little bit as you go up, and you can use the curved 1x2 bricks, the corner rounded pieces, and make that corkscrew go all the way up and still maintain floor and everything else, depending on how wide you want it to go.
Cool.
Matt,
Well,
in
with
the
the curved
private
windows, I have
chat, I
something
put a
that's-
link to the buildings like that by our place here, so you can check that out afterwards. If you want.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I clicked on your private link you sent for Amazon, and you have befouled my Amazon account by making it Canadian. So I'm not sharing that crap to anybody else.
Well, I took a look at it. I was able to search for the same item in America, and we seem to have them too here in the American Amazon.
Yeah, give us a proper American link.
You know, Freedom Link?
What money is that?
We don't do Freedom Links. We do lockdown links. That's what we do.
So the guy that I was talking up who does great, his username is Woodles. And so Woodles is on Instagram. He's on Flickr. But his skyscrapers are to me the gold standard right now of what people are doing. So I think his are really impressive. One of the things that he does that's really clever is he has like the trans blue windows, but he alternates so that some of them have white brick behind them, so it looks like the light is on in the room, and the other ones have dark behind them, so they look like the lights are off. And it reads as an occupied building where things are going on. So those are some of the little things I hope to steal from him.
Cool. You can throw a link to that guy in the private chat. That'd be cool. I'd like to see that. So
okay,
good deal. And for those of you who are not, you're just getting into Lego, it is always okay to go look at other builders, copy their stuff, copy their ideas, and learn from it. Crying out loud. All right, Mr. Scanlon, what is up in your world today?
I am here with Small Paul. Should we go to Small Paul Cam? We're gonna go to Small Paul Cam. Here we go. Small Paul Cam. Woo! Paul and Doggy.
Hey.
Doggy.
You can see the condition of the Lego room here. He's yeah.
That is pure bliss. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, he's working on a Viking village over there because been playing a game the last couple of days called Valheim. It's kind of like Minecraft except it's Vikings. That's the easiest way to describe it. It's crafting your village and crap. That's pretty much the same gameplay as Minecraft. So anyway, he likes it. It's fun.
Do you raid people and pillage and things of that nature? Because that's kind of cool.
No, it's more like you fight creatures from Norse folklore and stuff like that. They're trolls and things like that. So
they're Schnordenheimen.
So anyway, some of you may remember my Crabulon in his Crabulon vessel.
Crabulon.
Which I built this a while back, but I'm showing you this so that I can show you his little buddy.
Oh.
I made him his little buddy this week, so there he is. This is the Crabulon expedition mech right here. There we are.
The crab mech.
Greetings, humanoids.
It's just a small crab inside a bigger crab.
That's right. It's crabs all the way down.
Mark is raging with his crabs.
It's another crab.
There's a soap for that.
You need like an ointment or foam or something like that.
Crab jokes. The 80s called. They want their joke back. So. But your Crabulon should be excited. Should be worried. Should be worried. I told you yesterday.
What is that?
Nothing but fun. Oh wait.
Nothing but fun.
Your Crabulon should fear the Sharkatrons with their fancy gear and their 80s microphone things, and
that's awesome.
Fear.
This guy will protect.
Is that a space shark?
It is a space shark. It is the Sharkatrons. The sworn in.
Well, this is Rakatron. This guy will protect the Crabulons. Yeet.
There you go.
Awesome.
Did your son just yeet on my channel?
Yes, he did. Your channel has now been yeeted.
But not only has it been yeeted, it has been violated by the nose glow.
I don't want to.
Go big. Go big.
Oh my God.
Well,
Hey
Now-
guys, I
now
gotta
we-
take off.
Hey, that's the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cosplay.
Good to see you,
rock-
Jeff.
rocking
Thank you
that.
for coming by, buddy.
See you guys.
All right, man. What? You know, we can finally see the effects of the lockdown on poor
If
Gil.
you put it in your mouth and close your mouth, can you like do your cheeks become like pink?
No, I tried it. No. It just-
Wait, which cheeks are you referring?
He's too thick.
It
Yeah.
also is a very terrible thing to abuse.
It's like Total Recall where Arnold pulls that.
Yeah, it totally is. It totally is.
That's one of those nightmare fuel ones because you're like, how does that? It doesn't fit. I don't. Never mind. Yeah. So, all right, Mr. Dana, we are returning to you. What's going on in your world, man?
So, not too much. Not too much.
No.
I ran across, if you didn't catch Monday, I'm just going to recap real quick. I got reindeer. Not only that, I have a bucket of reindeer.
Awesome.
Yay, reindeer.
So
That's
that
like
was-
the
that
name
was
of a
my
restaurant near Gil's house. So
Yeah, that was. They're not moose or moose. What's plural of moose? Moose.
Moose.
Moose. Yeah, so I'm so excited. I got my reindeer, so I can actually do an appropriate sleigh with 8 tiny reindeer for Christmas this year. So it'll be kind of cool.
nice.
The other cool thing, and I think we talked about this in the middle chat, something like that. But there was a guy on Beyond the Brick. He did a little video for one of these little jobbies, the Infinity
Yep.
Cubes.
Yes.
And
Oh,
it's addictive. I was gonna. I gave it to my wife, and I had to go and ask for it so I could borrow it back because she's been using it while she's watching TV or something like that. She's just fiddling with it, and I've been sitting here listening to you guys yammer on, and that's all I keep doing is playing with this thing. So
Oh dear. That
I'm gonna put this
Yeah.
down so I stop look like I'm playing with something below the camera.
that sounded terrible.
yeah. That whole string, it just kept going on and on.
The other big thing, I don't know if you guys are aware that the space shuttle released today with the Hubble telescope, and then also I believe the Pooh Corner also was available now for non-VIPs. They were able to buy it today, so it was back in stock at both Shop at Home and in the local Lego store. And then there was the debacle that the United States decided to bring down the Lego servers once again at midnight
Right.
last night. So I know some people were able to get their shuttle ordered, and I decided to forego the gauntlet and decided to run the physical gauntlet this morning and go to my local Lego store because I figured, hey, it's Thursday morning? How many people are going to take off work and go buy Lego? Well, there was about 6 people in line by the time I got there.
Wow.
And then the line filled up pretty quick behind me, and it was steady traffic in and out of the door. However, it was probably the fastest I've been in and out of the Lego store in like forever. They had things already at the counter, so if you were getting the shuttle, you basically just went straight to the counter, paid for it, and boom, you were out. I was hoping, and I know that some people got the Easter Bunny giveaway with purchase, and even some people online, and some people even think they might be getting the rocket ship, the little Rocket Boy ship. We also rumor that perk might be canceled in your order. That might not be actually coming to you. So we'll curious to see what happens with that.
Interesting.
But unfortunately, when I got to the Lego store, my Lego store was out of the gift with purchases for Easter. So I was kind of like, do I want to go ahead and get the space shuttle? I'm not getting it. I mean, it kind of goes against Matthews and my doctrine of that you only buy big products when you've got a GWP. And then they had a damaged box, and they decided to give me points for it to go on top of it. So I was like, all right, fine, I'm gonna buy it.
Damaged box.
So, and the funny thing is, it doesn't even look damaged, but it
No.
does have a little bit of a crease down the bottom here, which Lego is. You know, if you were walking into Walmart or Target, all their boxes look like this,
Right.
So I was like, hey, you're gonna give me extra VIP points for it? Boom, I'll go ahead and get it. And then I also, because it's Pooh, and it's got a Tigger. It's got a Tigger, because what's the wonderful thing about Tiggers?
Tiggers are wonderful things.
Tiggers are wonderful things. So, so my wife's a big Tigger fan. I was a big Pooh fan when I was a kid. I wasn't a big Pooh fan when you were a kid, right? So I got that, and my wife's going to go ahead and build it, but I want to show you guys that I didn't have that today. So I went against my whole don't get things unless there's a giveaway with purchase for a big item value. But you know what? I've got a surplus of big item values, and they haven't been doing gift with purchases. And so I thought, whatever, we'll just do it. Because we were supposed to see double VIP points before Easter, and this is the first year I can recall since I'm back in Lego that there wasn't double VIP points before Easter. But the rumor mill has it that we might see a double VIP point weekend after Easter, so time will tell. I was going to tell you something, and I completely forgot what it was because I saw a comment on the screen, so I don't remember what it was now.
The classic space coin?
The classic space coin. Yes, that was another big debacle. I was able to get my code last night, so I'm going to have to order something, and I'll get that. Somebody just pointed out that Shop at Home still has the shuttle. And what I thought was interesting, and because Chris asked me about this earlier in the day, how many shuttles did my store or our store, my local store, get? And they actually got 91.
Wow.
Which is impressive because, I mean, in past releases, like, for example, the Saturn V or the Moonlander, they'd get like 20, and they'd be sold out an hour to 2 hours after they opened the store. So talking to the employees today, they came back and told me that, no, they got 91, and that Lego has actually been trying to up their quantities for launch day, no pun intended. And so by the time I talked to one of the employees at like about 2:30, so they've been open for about 2.5 or 3 hours. They had sold 30 of them. So in the normal time, when we only got 20 at our store, they would have been out with them noon. And then I gave them a call about 6 o'clock, about an hour before they closed, and they still had another 25 in stock. So that was actually pretty good to see them be able to get through the first day without selling out. I'm sure that by the time they reach the weekend, they'll be out. But they normally get stock again on Thursdays or Fridays. So maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll get a few more in on the stock. Who knows?
They might have learned their lesson after the Saturn V and the Moon.
Yeah.
One would assume, but we've been thinking that Lego would learn its lessons for years, and they still keep doing the things that we think are funny. So,
right.
91 though, that's an odd number.
Unless it serves Lego to have like sets that are known to be hard to get.
Well, yeah, but that's just it. They seem to have no clue what there is going to be hard to get or not. So you would think, go ahead and up your production in the beginning and slam the market with what it's going to absorb, and then you dial back. But they always go cautiously and dial down first, and then ramp up production when, oh my gosh, we can't keep this in stock. Put it in overdrive. So weird Lego. Weird Lego. The other thing that happened today that I thought was interesting is that the two new helmets, the Vader helmet, the biker helmet, and and also the Pro Droid.
Yep.
That was for you, Gil. Those went on pre-sale. So
they've been on pre-sale for a couple of weeks.
Well, in the stores, they became available for pre-sale. You could pre-sale on Shop at Home, but now you could actually pre-sale in the store, which I thought was weird and interesting at the same time. But so maybe that is Lego learning that, hey, if you're not quite sure how many of this product you need, go ahead and do pre-sale, and then you'll know exactly how many people are interested in it ahead of time. Some people like pre-sales, some people don't. That way you've guaranteed you got it coming. But then we've seen in the past when you did a pre-sale, because I think I did a pre-sale on the Razor Crest and the Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian, and Amazon had them like a week beforehand.
Right.
And Walmart even, I think, had them a week beforehand. So everybody was getting them, and I was getting them directly from Lego. And everybody who didn't get it from Lego was getting it a week ahead of time. And I was like, well, that's stupid. Mm-hmm. But I got points for it. They didn't. So, you take what you can get. You got to justify in your head how you're funding your Lego and where things are coming from, vice versa. So,
do you know what's kind of funny? Like when you just mentioned that, they're never sure, what's going to be a smash hit and it's going to need like extra production runs and what's not and that. But have you ever noticed that like we all seem to know, like if they drop, a teaser photo or 1 week's out or something, people are like, yeah, man, that's going to fly. So my question is, if we know, why can't they know?
Well, so I have a theory on that.
Yeah.
And I hate to drop a Hinkle reference without showing a Hinkle swag, but as Kevin always pointed out, they think they know better, and they also don't hire people like us.
It's weird.
Not in the marketing department, no.
No, not in the marketing department. Not even at corporate at all. I mean, I'm amazed that they allow Lego fans to even work in the Lego stores.
And sometimes, yeah.
So
well, Hasbro does the same thing. Like they don't have a clear sense of what stuff is going to sell well or what they should have as an exclusive, and what if they release a Bumblebee, then everyone's going to want a Bumblebee. Like they had people who don't understand that, who didn't go for Transformers.
Yeah, God forbid that you take the most popular character and make multiple copies of him so that there's enough on the shelf, versus making 6 individual figures and so that there's like 12 on the pegs for a figure that nobody likes.
Yeah. There are so many Elita ones around here. It's not even funny. So
so Chris, if you want to do, we can do the old gray brick set of the week.
Yeah, let's do it. It is time for the old gray set of the week.
Week.
I love I don't even have to say it anymore. Old gray brick set of the week is of course Space Discovery.
It's not
Corporate
old, but it's
shill.
still good.
It's not old, but we like it, so we're going to talk about it. Quick rundown on some of the stats. It's Creator Expert 2021, 2,354 pieces, 0 minifigures. Wah, wah, wah. Couldn't they have thrown in a spaceman or two? Come on.
Well, you know, they're all about the lady who, and she did an amazing job as the astronaut, as the mission specialist to launch the Hubble.
Yeah.
Put her in the videos, make a fig. Come on.
Make a fig for her. Make a fig for her. Throw her in there. It'd have been freaking good to go. Retail price $199 USD. I don't convert to Canadian. You guys can convert that.
$269.
Week intro.
69 Canadian.
Space Shuttle Discovery is our old gray brick set of the week. And if you want to switch back to the other cam, we'll talk a little bit about what I've started, because I did, as I pointed out, I did go ahead and pick it up. So I've got the box, and I was very pleased that the instructions start out with you build the Hubble first, which is kind of cool. And as opposed to in other builds where they normally have you build the stand last, they have you build the stand first, which was kind of cool because this thing doesn't sit unless it's got a stand. There's no real way to hold it because it floats in space after all, you know.
It's a belly lander. It doesn't have landing gear. So.
Yeah, no, it's got no landing gear. But I have to say, and I was talking to Chris about this a little bit before. I had to. That's only for this week. That's only for this week. We've only done that just this time. But anyway, just this time. But I would have bought just this. If they had done, this set at like $30 or something like that, I'd have slapped down money for it easily. Yep. And I kind of wish they had, because if it didn't sell well, this would be the most awesome parts pack.
Right?
I don't know if you've seen or can tell, the entire outer surface of this is entirely done in metallic silver pieces. The door, the canopy here for the lens. Look how shiny it is. It just blinding off the light there.
So that's painted, right? Is it painted?
What's that?
That's painted silver.
It's the silver painted, however they
do it.
It's probably powder coating is what they would probably do for it or something like that. But just building this little hatch here, using these corner pieces and then the pie pieces with the square pieces to make this nice and smooth and flush and flat, it was very satisfying. I went and got something to drink, and if I had smoked, I probably would have had one of those too, just because it was that good. It was that good. And then just
leave you in your Hubble by yourself.
It's got a little bit of greebly on the back, which is great.
Nice.
And much like the Saturn V, there's not a whole lot of Technic in this. It's all snot built. While not as the master class as the Saturn V rocket, it's definitely extra credit course for how this thing goes together to make this out nice and smooth. And again, I just dropped the stand. Loving these new solar panel pieces.
Yeah.
The
Just
only
like for those
drawback-
alone. Yeah.
The only drawback is the way they're designed. So you can spin them like this, and you've got the nice little lances to hold them in place, but they're kind of wiggle, which is fine because it's a nice big plastic piece or plastic. The whole thing's plastic, Dana. Way to go! Way to state the obvious. It's a sheet of plastic. It's not a brick or a tile or a plate or anything like that. So it's movable. So it gives that effect of being that really thin material. But at the same time, much like the space station, it's anything like this, it's a little wobbly. But other than that, can't say enough about this. I love there's a little hatch in here to hide the computer section that they replaced. I was hoping that you'd have a piece inside that showed the lens that they had to add in there. But it's fantastic. Can't talk about it. But the only drawback is the stand and the weight, because you need the stand to hold this thing. But if I put it here on the table, it will fall over. It is not weighted very well. You have to literally put it on a flat surface so that it balances. You can't just like haphazardly, and even on a flat surface, the weight is just right to hold it in place without it falling over. So they could have extended out the front or the back a little bit to give it a little more balance, but I'm nitpicking at that point in time.
So be careful when fondling your Hubble. Gotcha.
Be careful when you're putting your Hubble down.
Oh, true.
Although I still be careful when you're handling your Hubble, because that kind of works at the same time too. So I will probably start filming the shuttle here while we're talking if I start snoozing from somebody talking. But other than that, I'll probably have the shuttle done by Monday for Messy Monday. But hopefully by that point in time, some of you will have gotten yours, and you can play with your Hubble in your shuttle. And put your Hubble in your shuttle, which is what I'm looking for.
So, dear me. I just wonder how many people are going to buy the shuttle set, build the Hubble out of it, and then sell the shuttle.
You think people will do that?
I bet they would. I bet you there's some folks that will. And then you could have a whole fleet of shovel and put Moonraker 1, Moonraker 2.
Awesome. Some custom stickers, that would be awesome.
So on Instagram, you showed a sticker sheet that was all like foil.
Yeah.
So what is that for? Because that's
So
why I asked
it's for the interior of the shuttle bay.
Oh, see, that's why I asked if the Hubble was painted, because I thought,
did you see how here the shuttle bay door opens up?
Yeah.
That whole thing gets stickered. And
that sounds like annoying thing.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Size of those stickers. Like
I'm being
paper.
blinded.
Oh wow, we can see your
Really
Playboy
good
from
use of
the
those
other side
stickers
of the
would be
room.
though. If
You
you
need a
did
warning for
those
people
on,
of epilepsy.
Well, no, I mean, if this sticker can be ordered on Bricks and Pieces,
yeah,
I would put down a little bit of buckage just to get that, because I can see using these for other things.
Yeah.
like mirrors.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way,
exactly.
pro tip: after you get done with that sticker sheet, do not throw it away, because you can cut, because it's a solid sheet of silver. You can cut that out, and there is a ton of silver that you're not using on that. So you
Around
got
the
some
outside the
silver
middle, for sure. Yeah.
And another quick tip: the parts are already available on Bricks and Pieces, as
Yes.
Chris and I both found out.
Yep. I believe
Wow.
Matthew
Well, you
and
have them
Chris are. So at least the V section has already ordered pieces for it.
Yes. The pieces are on Bricks and Pieces. The windshield for that set, and it's very small. Well, it's small compared to other windshields, is $5.44 American for just that printed windshield, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
But the quarter domes are available. The cool little curve on the top that matches up with curved slopes and everything will make a nice corner. Those are 38 cents a piece in American, 50 cents, I think, in Canadian. Isn't that what you said, Jeff?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those pieces are available.
the
The
2x4
blue bracket seats are available. What was that, Matt?
The 2x4 shiny silver tile goes for 72 cents US a piece.
Yes.
They're almost
So-
$1
so-
a piece.
And you only get one in the set.
And the sloped printed cheese wedges go for like 98 cents a piece.
Yeah, the computers are $1 a piece, those printed slopes. Now, when the Monkey Kid stuff came out, those gold drum lacquered pieces, even curved, and I mean a lot of the plates and tiles and stuff, they were dirt cheap. These, however, are not. So unfortunately, not going to be loading up on that. The tile, the 1x1 tile with print, it was like 20 cents or something. It was fairly reasonable, I think. When
I think about those metallic pieces, like from the little experience I've had on Bricklink, if it's less than $1 US, it's still a deal, though. No, because that stuff is really expensive.
Yeah.
Did you by chance happen to see what the NASA curved slope was? How much that was?
I'll check.
I didn't see that one on there, but the shuttle with the printed window, that was like $1, on the top of the shuttle.
Because the fact that this piece is chrome and printed, that's got to up the production value cost on that easily.
That's cool. I don't know if I didn't even know.
Listed. I don't recall seeing it listed. Maybe I just missed it, but I don't recall.
Well, the funny thing was I didn't even realize it's there because even when all the pictures, it's on the bottom, so you don't see it. And when I got to the instructions of that piece, and I was like, oh, that's a cool piece. I'm gonna need more of those.
And there's a pretty common tire wheel hub. This one that's kind of this little one right here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It comes in black, and I've never seen it in black before.
No.
And I'm like, I might get a few of those, but I don't think I did because they weren't super cheap. But that's an interesting.
That's on the shuttle in black.
Do what?
That's on the shuttle.
Yeah, I think it's a little greebly on the or maybe it's the wheel hubs on the shuttle itself. I'm not sure, but this piece is in black, and I don't recall those being in black anywhere else.
11 cents USD for that part, Chris.
11
cents.
Okay, so that'll be about 8 years.
Maneuvering jets on the back.
No, 11 cents American.
Yeah.
Oh, 11 cents American.
Yeah, I think they're maneuvering jets on the back.
No,
so that'd be like $2 Canadian.
Yeah.
All right. So can I ask my Canadian brethren? I think we've talked about this before. Are you ticked off they didn't put Canada on the arm?
Well, there's no arm though, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, there is an arm.
It's not the same arm, right?
Is it not the same arm?
I don't think so.
Shuttle.
Because the Canada arm was like huge, like it was really, really large.
The one on the space station is, but there was one on the shuttle too.
But the one that was always on the shuttle beforehand, I thought was like still fairly sizable. No,
I don't know. I can't say I really looked at it closely.
yeah. I mean, I just remember it being plastered all over our textbooks when we were young. It's like, hey, look, we're important, and like that's it's like onwards and onwards, whatever.
Yeah, they have a whole shuttle. We built a thing of pipe with a pincher on the end. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Well,
important.
that was my memory of watching CBC coverage at Windsor, Ontario. Was
That's
anything
right.
shuttle related? It was always about the arm.
Always. Yeah. It's like, we're like, the proctologist in space kind of thing. Yeah. A big rubber glove on the end of the arm going for the space station. Smile, Russians! Yeah.
I suggest a Brother P Touch label.
Well, I'm waiting for that to be a scandal on the internet that Lego skipped Canada. You should start that noise.
Canadian sales aren't.
Are you kidding? At this point, we're so locked down and disenfranchised. You could have a whole Kim Mitchell party on top of our heads, and it didn't matter.
Not 100% sure I understand that reference, but okay.
And that's my point. Nobody does, except for all of us up here hanging out in the snow
under our patio lanterns.
No.
Hey, I saw where Freak Adrian posted. He got snow last night. Did any of y'all get a
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I got flakes here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
It was snowing all morning this morning here.
It was
Wow.
hail here in DC, I think. Or
Have
in,
you guys ever been to Adrian's Flickr page? Or no, is it no? It's
Not for a
Instagram
while.
page. I'm sorry, it's
Yeah.
it's his Instagram account.
Yes.
One of the pictures on his Instagram account is him and his, I think it's his wife, him and his wife dressed in like a Bermuda shirt and Bermuda shorts, sunglasses, the whole bit. And they're out in the snow. And he just has this very dejected look on his face, like, this is not what we ordered. And that will forever now be the image in my head when I think of Adrian. It's
Well, It will be
That's-
below freezing here in Georgia in the morning, which is weird, super weird.
That is super weird.
Anyway,
That tile is not on the bricks and pieces, the printed one.
okay.
So
All right. Let's just say that I
That's-
pulled up Instagram to look at his account, and Maniac for Bricks, which is a friend called Joey, he's doing a video and he's shirtless, and I'm completely disgusted and have now forgotten anything else about the show. So I'm getting on.
I saw that too. I was like, wow, that's wrong.
That is so not good.
Wait,
Are
who
you
is this?
okay, bro? No. Okay. All right. So one of the things we were going to talk about tonight is so it's basically been a year since COVID has really shut us down, shut us in. For those of us in the South, like some people act like there's nothing, not a big deal. We have opened up some ways and everything, and everybody's up to their it's their own conscience whether they go out or not. And we go to the grocery store. My son and I go to Waffle House. The thing I know about Waffle House is they actually wipe the tables down and all that kind of stuff. So we do that. We're a little more open. Some of you are not. I've gotten my shot, my first one, and things like that. So people are like, it's over in some ways down here, and it really isn't. We need to continue to be diligent. However, so it has been a year though that we've been in this and we've been doing this thing. And some are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Some are not. Some are still thinking about the light that what Gil just put in his face. But anyway, so but we've talked about this before on the show. We've talked about it a little bit, but we want to swing back to it. That there has been some positives to the lockdowns, to COVID and everything. And that is one thing is this show. We started this and we've been carrying on. We have 300 subscribers now, solid and growing, and have had lots of friends join us, and cavalcade of guests coming through every week. If 30 or 10 can be a cavalcade, but anyway, but one of the things that has been a lifesaver in a lot of ways has been the brick. And it isn't something that's connected, joke, something that's connected us in the past. But we have also used it to be a balm in this kind of bad time. It's been an encouragement and everything. So maybe if you want to share some of the things that you've built, because I've really sat back and looked and I've slapped some bricks together, good and bad, during this last year. Probably a lot more building than I've done in a long time and everything. And we've done a lot of other things. So maybe you want to tell us something that Lego has done for you except for take money out of your wallet. If something that Lego has done for you in during the COVID times, the way it's helped you cope, maybe just what you have accomplished through it. And like I said, also, it is okay for you to go, I haven't felt like doing anything. And that is quite all right. This is not good days. There's no judgment on what you've been able to or not been able to accomplish. So anybody want to share? I tell you what, let's go to Maddie, because I think all of this has brought Maddie back to the hobby. Is that right? So
Right.
Tell us about Lego and your COVID experience, Miss Maddie.
Well, I think had it not been for COVID, I wouldn't be doing what I am doing right now. You wouldn't see this collection behind me. I would still be in China. Lego really brought me out of a super dark time because I had to leave China very suddenly. And I was really depressed and, locked down, of course, not able to see any of my friends in the US. And Lego allowed me to use my imagination and escape, And I think it's really kind of cool because I think it was, the 2020 advertisements for Lego where the kids were playing with bricks on the floor and they're using their imagination and they're getting lost in Lego City or lost in the Harry Potter world. That's exactly how I use Lego. And yeah, I've done so much building. Like, had it not been for COVID, I wouldn't be doing TikTok. I wouldn't have met you guys. I wouldn't have become so passionate about something. I don't think I ever pictured myself playing with a kid's toy at 30. So, but here I am. broke and full of Lego.
All right, whoever you want to say, broken full of Lego, right there.
That's the way you're supposed to be.
Yes.
But I'm happy, so that's pluses and minuses.
There unfortunately is no warning label that says collecting or building with Lego will make you broke. There's no warning label. There's no warning. And there's no 12-step program. I mean, look at us. We have support groups. They're nothing but enablers. They just continue to make us buy.
And we just had an episode about sneaking Lego into the house.
And we're giving you reminders and tips on how to do it.
That's not nothing new for COVID. Okay, that's not new here in this household for COVID. I'm just going to say.
That's just educating people on how to do it.
And being broken full of Lego is not COVID related. I'm just going to say.
I don't know. I think it is more so now.
Yeah, true.
Well,
although we've got that money we didn't spend traveling and we didn't spend at the movies to throw at some bricks, I guess. That's good. All right. Anybody else? Matt, do you want to show off on maybe a mock that you built during this time, by the way?
Yeah, I have two things. So one of the very first things that I built from the internet with Lego pieces from my family collection was one of those fidget cubes.
Hey!
I can use this so much that the hinges are loose. Like,
well, the more you play with it, the looser it gets.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Okay.
I'm talking about.
But some of my early mocks are like the Goth Bar. Oh no. The Goth Bar and the Art Museum, which are in the back. But the one mock that I really like the most, I made it in July. It was that micro city because I was missing China a lot, and I was missing.
That's what I gotta do.
I don't think I've seen that.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's
amazing. Really cool.
I made my commute so you can see the subway, and this was what I would see right before I hit the school. Were these 3 towers, and there's a parking garage. So the parking garage is here, and the tiny buildings have what do you call it? Minecraft heads because they look like windows and graffiti. Super dusty, so I'm going to get to dusting it now.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Why have you never showed that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's really neat. It's very cool.
That's great.
No, that's amazing.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's my
That's
story.
cool, though, but you have a treasured memory that you put in the brick, and that's really, really good. That's a to build something that means something to you is actually really therapeutic there, and build a memory. That's awesome. That's really good.
Thank you.
Cool deal. Who else? Who wants to share what's going on? Sandlin, let's go. You're right here beside me.
Okay. Well, what are you doing?
I got this sword.
That was the small Paul interjection. So, So those of you who are friends of mine know that I went through a divorce a year ago in January, and the lockdown happened like right after that. And so I'm kind of sitting here by myself, and on days when small Paul's not here, it's pretty quiet in the house. And so having this show twice a week has been really great for me to, talk to you guys and have some camaraderie and some fun and laughs and kept my spirits up, and it's been really good also for just inspiration and building and kind of getting the vibe of back into Lego, because I've built more in the last year than I've built in the 5 years before that. I kind of stagnated for a while and just sort of wasn't building a lot, and so so I dragged this thing back over here, which I built. This was really fun. This was something I was kind of had a lot of fun with. And,
it has crates, doesn't it?
What, buddy?
It has crates, doesn't it?
It has crate. Well, the crates are over there. I'm not doing the crates right now. So it's big spaceship, got a big ramp in the back, kind of thing.
So you can put your rover boxes.
That's right. So yeah, this was something that was really fun that I built, and then I've got other stuff you can see on the table on both sides of me. You know, I got the stuff over here. I've got a bunch of the Classic Space mechs over here, and so with various build challenges and you guys on here, and also all the guys on the Bricks and Beer Discord, I want to shout out to all those guys too.
Oh yeah,
it's really been great. It's really helped me feel like I'm part of a community during the COVID lockdown where none of us can go anywhere. So yeah, the last year between you guys here and the Bricks and Beer Discord, I've really felt like the Lego community has kind of stayed strong. It's been great.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Oops, you did that too. All
Very
right.
cool.
Anybody else got? Oh, Rich, what, you built a house? I mean, you moved and things. What's up?
Yeah. Aside from this, I was able to finish my reimagining of the Megacore magnetizer.
Oh,
Very
I like
cool.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got here that you can.
it's got gnarly rims on it, man.
Yeah, it's got some really gnarly limbs. No, fail. But it's got some other cool features, like it's a fully enclosed cockpit that bumps out like that.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Very cool.
It's got all
I think
its
there was an auto throttling there.
original components, like the cargo things. Plus, I built some tanks so it can do long range.
Mhm.
Get the
Very cool.
See.
Yeah, that's awesome.
cool.
And I reimagined the flight thing. This thing comes up like that, goes up and up, and then this ramp comes out like that, and then the flyer comes out, and then it unfolds. It unfolds like this,
That's cool.
and then this comes up like that. These pop
Oh,
out.
sorry, Transformer.
Yeah. So it could all fit inside that little bay, that transport bay. And then it can
That's fun.
So much fun.
That's fun stuff.
Yep. And before it fell, the little it's got a little operator operated boom arm.
Cool.
And
On a
it's
pod.
all
X-Pod.
Yes, I used the pod
Yeah.
for that. Oh well,
Awesome,
That's
dude.
awesome.
That's
I'll have to put that. They didn't actually make the trip very well either. So
When it came apart, it reminds me of like the Kenner TIE Fighter where the panels shot off.
Yes.
I know people felt my pain. That's all that matters.
That was a play feature. You're supposed to claim that was a play feature, not
Yeah.
not an accident.
Oh yeah, play feature. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. So during COVID, you bought a house, moved, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So, but that's the thing. I haven't seen Rich hiding her hair of him since probably 2006,
Yeah.
being at Brick Fair. So connecting back. Same with Magnus, connecting back with friends I haven't seen in a while. Well, I mean, face to face with Gil since probably 2006. That's a lot of years.
I didn't realize you hadn't been at Brick Fair in all that time.
Oh no. I was at Brick Fair. Gil I haven't seen since 2006, and that's on purpose. But no,
Yeah.
I was at 2013 and 2014 were my last two in DC. So
Okay, all right.
because that's when I got sick. I was getting really sick in 2013 and came back 2014. Yeah. So that's cool. All right, good deal. Anybody else want to share something, some things you built, and some how Lego has helped? Yeah, Matt, what's up?
So, in my house, I'm home a lot even before COVID. So I kind of joke that we were already half quarantined. My spouse is under the government definition disabled, and so Lego is something that I can do at the house with him. So I already did a lot of Lego before that. I had bought a lot of Lego because it's something that passes the time. It's something that I enjoy, and so I had a couple long-term projects that I ended up getting wrapped up because we were here. So I had been gradually collecting all the pieces to re-brick the Taj Mahal, and I was most of the way there before they re-released the set. And at that point, I said, I'm not gonna go buy the new set in the store. I'm just gonna finish re-bricking it. So I re-bricked the Taj Mahal and took that to my office at work. I re-bricked the AT-OT, which was something that I hadn't purchased and then regretted not purchasing. I collected the pieces for the 13,000 cathedral that I then put together with instructions from a kid in Italy. And then for my own MOCs, I've been working on the bubblegum building and the Bob's Burgers. And I also did a Christmas TIE Fighter for our little contest on this channel. I know I'm forgetting some other stuff, but then official sets, I just built a ton. I built a ton of official sets, sitting in front of the TV, watching stupid shows and maybe sometimes good shows. But just to like hit a few of them, I built the Cantina, Diagon Alley, Harry Potter Observatory, the A-Wing. I built that at a cabin that we rented. The Throne Room Duel, the Lunar Lander, Ninjago Gardens, all three of the first Star Wars helmets that came out, the bonsai tree, and the bouquet. And at least a couple of the Christmas Winter Village sets that I had purchased but I hadn't put together. I put them together this Christmas since we were home. So Lego has helped keep my mind occupied and helped me probably avoid feeling totally stir crazy, but also talking to Lego people really 3 times a week, because Monday, Thursday, and then we have our lug drop-in chat, and several of you are pretty regularly there. I'm an extrovert, and usually I get some of my extroverted out by I go teach and I'm in front of students, and so I'm talking a lot, I'm interacting with students, and so I've been teaching 100% online, and it's just not the same. And so I'm really appreciative that I had the Lego and I could afford the Lego, and I've enjoyed building it. But I've also appreciated the people that I've met. I already knew most of you local people, but I've gotten to know some of you better. And I've met people, Canadians, and people all over the United States, people from Cleveland, people from Oklahoma. So
met people and Canadians.
You're subhuman.
Canada, Oklahoma. I'm just trying to name off, like some of the locations. And so I'm actually really looking forward to going to some more conventions away from Atlanta after this is over, and getting to sit down and talk to some of you in person, I hope. And so I'm amazed at how much I built in the last year, but I'm also actually pleasantly surprised at the expansion of the Lego friend circle that's happened.
Yeah,
not to be confused with Lego Friends.
I missed that last sentence because I just watched Rick give a proctology exam to his mock.
I see. I'm no longer Greg's friend, Matt's former Canadian friend. Yeah. So I guess when I'm up in Toronto next time, I just cross him off the list of people.
You just keep moving to Montreal, man. Just don't even stop the car. Don't roll the windows down. Nothing.
What if I'm gonna go to Hamilton, maybe?
That's right.
Well, and that's the thing. Matt and I are in the same lug. We live on 2 different sides of the city, but I've really enjoyed building friendship with Matt, talking a lot of commonalities, and not commonalities, but finding a lot of common ground. So built a super good friendship, and I always appreciate it. And he brings me Lego. So we actually met up at a Lego store and handed the back and forth to each other. That was really nice.
The only thing that makes that kind of better is when you do it in the parking lot.
The best lug meeting ever that we've our lug meeting is we've met at the store, and then we all gathered in the parking deck, 2nd floor of a parking deck by the mall, and we were giving out the lug shirts that then we changed the name. We don't have it, but the lug shirts were wrapped in small looking kilo bags wrapped in brown paper, and we were swapping those back and forth with each other with our masks on. and the cop kind of runs slow by us.
Yeah, mall security
Everyone paid for the
Oh.
whole thing. Everyone else had to pay them in cash or something.
It was so funny.
Oh man, that sounds like an outtake from like the Warriors or something.
Oh, it was hysterical. It was hysterical. Passing those shirts off, and then all of a sudden, mall security just comes slowly driving by. Is everything okay up here? Oh yeah, we're fine.
You hear the what chirp from one of the cop cars.
Yeah, but
Run, it's the house dick.
you guys didn't hear the mall security with his radio afterward was like, no, it's just nerds.
Oh, that's okay then.
Like,
Oh,
can you
that's
imagine
amazing.
like the
All right.
911 call? Also, like someone
Yeah.
who's at the mall just like, operator's like, what's going on? There's some strange men in the parking lot.
It would have been bad to end up on the news in Atlanta. It would have been even worse for them to understand why we were meeting and it being on
Yeah.
But it's just like a bunch of dudes like with Lego T-shirts on, just this kind of crap.
They're like
Here's your bag.
harmless.
Be great. It's like everyone run. You know, you get like five parking spaces. Everyone's.
Great the car, I'll catch up.
The mall security is like, no, they'll get hungry soon. Let's just wait.
And of course, you can't hide because every time you move, the box of Lego you have is shaking and making noise.
That was so amazing. All right, somebody else want to share? I appreciate y'all doing it. Share. Yeah, man, go ahead, Magnus.
So I have been building this big castle, which has been generously documented on this show, and it's
amazing.
one big building project to focus on during the quarantine. I've been building smaller things too, but you know, it's nice to have this thing I had envisioned for a while and started building in the spring or the summer, and I'm still working on now. I also want to give a shout out to the Lego company because I'm a mock builder. I very rarely buy sets, but I was very excited to build to buy and build the Barracuda Bay and also the Creator 3-in-1 set that kind of came out almost like a companion piece to it. And I don't remember the last time I spent like $200 on a Lego set before. But I don't tend to think of myself as a pirate builder, but I've always really liked the Pirates line. And it gave me a chance to just kind of build and enjoy a Lego set, actually 2 or 3 Lego sets, because, you know, they came out almost like as a mini unofficial theme that came out. My castle builder side is excited about the new creator set that's coming out. There's just been some cool Lego stuff coming out. And then I also want to echo what everyone said about this podcast. I mean, this video show. It's been really great doing this for you all. Thanks for letting me sit in.
You bet.
Totally.
You bet.
Totally.
But thank you for, and the funny thing is, Magnus, we've hung out at we've seen each other at conventions and talked at conventions, but we've actually had the time to sit down and have these chats, and I feel like I know you tons better than I did then. And it's also awesome to see your mocks and your universe there, because that's what we bring our stuff to a convention, but we're getting to actually look into the mess of which some of it's not a mess, of our Lego rooms and see in our Lego nerddom areas, or the library, as we would call Jeff Van Winden's there. So,
Yeah.
but it's
And
also
the cons
good to
don't
see how you
work.
play and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because at the cons you're trying to catch up with like 100 different people,
Mhm.
Yeah.
72 intense hours or maybe a little more. But like, this is wonderful too, and I don't know if we'll continue doing this quite as frequently after things get back to normal. But I hope we can continue doing some of this, and this has been wonderful.
Oh yeah, we are, and then we will still pass shirts and Lego bundles and baggies at and parking decks too. But yeah, no, the plan is definitely to continue for sure. Just because and I hate that one person I hate that's going to wasn't here tonight is Bricksmith, because this started because Bricksmith kind of kicked me into it. I met him online through he was doing a show for the Lego Masters, and I was in the side chat making comments and being stupid and making funny comments, and then he invited me on the show, and then it's like, oh, we can do YouTube, and then talking to these guys, which we'll have something about our anniversary, first time doing this sometime in May. Isn't that right? Will be our first anniversary, Dan, is that right?
21st.
Yeah, so we'll do something special for that and everything. But yeah, Bricksmith, I wish he was here because he kind of pushed this on to say, hey, you should do this, and so we did, and that's the good thing to then start connecting to some old folks. So anybody else want to share a little bit about what they've been accomplishing? Let's see, Jeff, Mr. Van Winden.
Then I'll bring up the rear.
You stay away from my rear.
Don't know what that means.
He's in arrears. Anyways, yeah, like I discovered this show like probably by September-ish, and fell in love instantly with it. And it was nice to be able to see everybody, see your progress on stuff you're building, and stuff like that. And I like it helped me a lot, I would say. To the point now that I've started a chat, which last night I did one and it was with myself, but that's beside the point. And that doesn't sound healthy, but anyway.
What is with you Canadians tonight?
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, in the way of stuff that I've done over the period of time, I'm throwing up a screen here that I've got. I rebuilt a hotel.
Wow.
Like the Royal York Hotel, I rebuilt it because it was slightly smaller than it should have been. I finished building Union Station, Toronto downtown in micro scale. This is like March, April, May. Whoops. I didn't know I could do that. I hit the up arrow and hold on. Sorry. There. Technical difficulty. I built spaceships.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I built a spaceship painter. I think this is around the time where I just started watching you guys. Or I started building a spaceship painter. I haven't actually finished this one. That's my next project.
Does that floor plate open up?
Hold on, I'll throw it up. It's made to be removable.
Oh, okay.
With the theory of I could put different plates in.
Gotcha. Oh, I think I remember you showing that before. I'm in love with that. I want to talk to you more about that later.
Yeah, for sure. Built some classic spaceships. Gee, I wonder where I got the inspiration for that. Reorganized my entire Lego room. And
that's important.
Yeah, well, yeah, I did a lot of sorting starting like November, December. Built some cool ships for contests. Worked on the Space Hainer. A little bit of sorting. Just a little bit. My Lego Cube calendar says it's July. No, it doesn't say it's July. That's for BrickFest 2016. Those are the dates for July. And basically I've gotten now to the point where, I have a fully suspended bridge.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
So,
very cool.
But I mean, this chat has like kept me going as well. Like it's given me something to look forward to. I'm divorced, 5 years now, but no one else around on Wednesday, Thursdays, for no one around Wednesdays, Thursdays, because my kids are at their mom's and every other weekend. So it always gave me something to look forward to for, on Messy Mondays as well. And yeah, July 18th, 2016. I haven't heard of that. What is Lego Fighter Saves Today? Is that a movie you made, Chris?
It is somebody rendered a movie from a mock that I did years ago, and one from Dan Jassam. It's like a 15-second little render. It's pretty cool, and it's the first video I ever threw up on YouTube. Like, gosh, 10 years ago, 6 years ago, I don't remember. It's the first video in my channel and everything. Now, if I needed to blackmail him, there's another video on there. I think I've got privated, but I could unprivate that if you want to see it. Him singing the G.I. Joe song to the little stand that those G.I. Joes came on 10 years ago. And he played it in my office all the time. So there's little like 3-year-old Jake going, yeah, singing to the button. It is amazingly awesome. But if he's listening right now, I'm going to hear footprints. He's not. I can tell. But I'm not going to show it. I promised him I wouldn't.
Wait for the wedding.
You showed that video. Magnus would have like a single tear and like.
Oh yeah,
Go adopt a kid.
Yeah,
there it is.
Jeff
There it
has
is. That's the video right there.
okay.
Gosh, I don't even remember who rendered that out. It was really fun though.
That's
Was
cool.
it
Show
Stephanie?
it again. Show it again. Show it
Hold
again.
on.
Show it again.
Show it again.
All right, hold on.
Ooh, ooh. Show it again.
I thought it may have been Stefan Garcia that did that. No.
No. Gosh, I can't remember.
Hold on, I got to restart it.
Yeah, that's Jasmine Ship, and that's my Hop Lab, and then the Slam that I made coming in.
Yeah, that's super fun. That is so fun.
That's cool.
Those are the days.
I'll go back.
James Reynolds. I don't know. I don't remember who that guy is.
No.
Gosh, that's been a long time ago.
Anton Raves, Dan Jessamine Creek.
Yeah, there you go. Those are some old
Why was
names.
it called the? Why was it called the Piranha Fighter?
Because it looks like a piranha.
Because it sounds cool.
Because it sounds cool.
Right?
Sometimes it's just the name.
That's right.
You don't call it the Friends Fighter. You call it the Piranha Fighter, right? I mean, that's
Should
the way
have
to
more
go.
green though, shouldn't it?
Has anybody talked to Tim Courtney since like the early 2000s?
Yeah, he's on Facebook. He
He's
posted
on Facebook.
He's on Instagram too. He left a comment on one of my things on Instagram
Cool.
the other day.
I'm following him on Instagram.
Yeah, he's not with Lego anymore. He was
Oh,
part of
left.
the purge that was,
Okay.
I think, and everything. So
Part of the purge.
the one that I mean the
he's-
kind of the
He's
a lot of employees that Lego did when Hinkle got axed. I think
what
Courtney
do they call it? The something angels.
got killed
Yes.
angels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else got something they want to
Yeah.
share? All right. All right. Go ahead, Dana. What you got?
Pick your one. Pick your one. Who you knew? Okay. So if you want to, I'll try to make this like a TED talk. I'll try to keep it under 2 minutes. I'll go real fast. So to your screen. So right before COVID started, I got a actually, ironically, it was Meredith's husband sends me this link and says, "Hey, there's a guy who is selling $300 worth a bulk buy. Do you want to go get it?" And I'm like, yeah. So
This is not the stash that we were in the parking deck. This is
no,
not.
this is not.
Totally
This
different
is
stash.
this is the 70 pounds that I got for $300, and that $300 was all of these sets with instructions. I literally got this right as the state was locking down and everybody was being told to work from home and all this. So I spent the first part of lockdown sorting that 70 pounds, washing it, and then reparting out all of this is like 72 sets, I think. And if you notice the very first one up here, it's a monorail.
Oh,
So
man.
I got all of this for what I would have paid for just that monorail.
Get off.
Yeah, bunch of classic space, M-Tron, Futron, you name it, it was in there. It was just fantastic. Yeah, it was just slap it on there. And then the funny thing was, is I took probably like 6 or 7 of the sets that I really didn't need or want, like the Ninjago, the Technic, and a couple of things. Took it down to Atlanta Bird Company. Got $300 worth of credit for it. So basically, it paid for itself, which was awesome. So that's how I probably spent the first portion of COVID. I went on to part together or restore or set restoration, as I like to call it, about 100 sets from between this lot and another lot that I had bought. This is what I built right before we were locking down. We were getting ready to go to a lug train show, and I wanted to add a little space into our town display. So I wanted to make a space shop, and actually this was the birth of an idea that Chris and I were joking about at I think the first Brick Fair I was at. And we were talking about this, and he's like, Moonbase Outfitters, it needs to be a space shop in the town, and boom, that's where this comes from. So
There it is.
collaboration at Brick Fair is the way to go.
That's right.
I started playing with little,
Oh, that's
little
cool.
micro classic space. So I built this little tower that kind of represents another tower I built for my big full size moon base. I still want to go back and do more micro moon base. So Gil, you and I should talk. I want to see where your problems are. I want to talk about that.
For sure.
Who doesn't love Tyler Kleitz and all of his great creations from Lego Masters? So watching him do these things that inspired me to go and steal some of his stuff and try and build in his style. And I got a lug challenge, which resulted in, well, this was actually for 9 bricks tall, which was also a little fun thing. I tried to start doing some challenges that are online. For you, Chris.
The greatest mock of all
The
time.
greatest mock of all time, the floppy rover, which then got rebuilt, and then that's about as far as I got. And then I took.
I like that.
I'm gonna rethink him and redo him later on. As Magnus said earlier, sometimes you have to fail to figure out what you want to do.
And you definitely failed.
That I definitely failed. That is the old Great Bix fail shot of the forever. Okay, Chris,
It never gets old either. It's just so great.
I think
failed
we
so
need that
many
on a
times
t-shirt.
trying to enclose my Megacore magnetizer.
What if you put the front wheels and sort of project them forward, and the rear wheels and project them backwards?
Actually, I did do that, and it turns into a lowrider, which actually I don't have a picture to share, but that's exactly what I did to play with it a little bit.
This is the lowest rider you can get right here.
Yeah, the bags are totally deflated.
It's been moving right along. So I also had found some instructions online for Rebrickable for a UCS sized ghost from Star Wars Rebels. So I spent a good portion of the summer parting that thing together and building it, and that was a lot of fun. And again, I created a mock challenge for the lug and said, hey, you need to do something with balls and joints. That's what you do. And so I did my wife and I play Dungeons and Dragons online, and one of my favorite things in the game is the little kobolds because they're just so humorous. So I had to build a little kobold, and he's such a cutie. I love him. Did my first Vic Viper when that thing hit the webs. I forget, is that November or September?
November.
November. So I did that for the first time. And then I also built a pumpkin, which was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And my goal is to actually litter the front stoop with Lego pumpkins eventually someday, but it actually takes a lot of bricks to make a Lego pumpkin. This is a teaser of something that Chris and I did. As you guys, the cat's out of the bag that we threw our hat in the ring to try and get on Lego Masters, and they asked us to do a collaborative build before we did a little interview with them. And so one Friday morning, I trekked over to Chris's house, and we put this together in about 2 hours?
Yeah.
Give or take. And yeah.
After you made me eat that salad from Zaxby's because you made me feel bad because you're skinny. But anyway.
and the best part about this is that Chris and I spent the time to put this whole thing together, slamming it into place. And it was basically our backdrop for our interview. And, we didn't talk about it much other than, oh, yeah, we did this. So it was kind of funny.
And they never called us back.
And it was so sad. After doing
Obviously,
that,
it was too much.
Yeah, it might have been. We might have overwhelmed them, and they said, no, we got to save these guys for like season 3 or something. Who knows? But after bringing this home, and it was like mad dash do it, I decided, all right, I got to set this whole thing up in my own office. And so you guys saw that if you watched prior episodes. So this is my collaboration for the moon base when we do it for Peach Slug. And then somewhere along the line, I hit 1,000 subscribers on Instagram, which was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the holidays, which was fun. And then a little more holiday fun, fantastic. I need to build this to minifigure scale because he's about 2 times the size of a minifigure. I need to build him to actually fit a minifigure in. That's on the to-do list. Started playing with some other stuff using the orange and gray because we all love orange and gray. And this was before you guys decided to do the orange and gray color my bricks.
No.
Still just laughing. That's the color scheme. This was we got the new minifigures coming out. Had to do a little Space Police robot, which was kind of fun. Which then led up to me doing the crab mail on the island. So this was another mock challenge. that we did for Peach Slug. It was basically take one of the figures from a collectible series, minifigure 21, and give them a little thing. And then I started taking some more. I missed it out earlier. One of the things I started doing this year was I started taking pictures of all the classic space sets, and also all the way up through Unitron and Spirius. And actually, see if I can actually play this video, if it'll play. So this is an example, real quick, of just classic space photos I took. Let's see if it'll play.
Yep.
Sweet.
And this was fun. And I got a lot of encouragement from a lot of people across different media platforms. And while I learned some lessons along the way, it's something I want to go back and actually redo the classic space, because I learned a whole lot of things during that time, so that I can actually do it again with some of the stuff that I learned and make things look a little better. But it was such fun time doing it, because watching and getting people's reactions on Facebook for the Space Classic group was fantastic and awesome, and made a lot of new friends on there. And again, having Lego to bring camaraderie together across like platforms, across different countries, different languages, so much fun. But so then I also did some CMF figures, and this is kind of an example. This corridor back here I built specifically to do fixtures with. Hadn't had anything for it before. And here you can see I did a different angle to use some of more of the collectible minifigures.
That's a great shot.
I did a Blacktron background because I wanted to do something for this collectible minifigure. And I had to just incorporate those quarter domes at that size. I just had a lot of fun with it. It's just one of those things like, I need to make a picture for this guy. What do I want to do? I'll sit down and I'll build something in studio and then turn around and slap it rather than bricks. And then did the same thing for this little guy. I was like, he's a mat. I need to build him a hanger. And so that was one morning, slapping that together.
That's really fun.
And then this was using an old mock to use as a background for just a new shot. So, repurposing, old builds for something new. And then love these guys. Love these guys. I need to do. Yeah. I love that Chris basically went and did an entire line of Blacktron ships for these guys. So awesome. Can't wait for us to do shows to be able to have all these guys together. And then somewhere along the line, I hit 1,500 subscribers. Nick, you go a little farther than I have, because all of my sweatpants are considered indoor or outdoor. Then
no, can I just say that? Whoa, go back. Your greatest creation, the most impactful creation, is right there. That stupid right Blue Hands dude.
Blue Hands dude, screaming like a crazy man. Gotta love him. And I think if you went back, I think where was 1,000? It had to be back here. Nope. Here I am. I'm just gonna go through all of them until I find the 1,000. Because notice
he's driving.
He's driving. Gotta have him in there. So then we, towards the end of the year, we got our old blue gray challenge. Build that. Also build up a little hangar to display that in, and that kind of brings us to the year. So it's been fun. I can't reiterate enough what Matthew was talking about. Mark. I mean, I knew Mark for the longest time because he was actually part of Dixie Lug when I first joined up in the group, and then he kind of disappeared for a while because he had small Paul and life and stuff. And it's been great connecting with him, and he's part of my daily, he's part of my day. Between him and Chris and Matt, it's always a constant chit chat and mom jokes, which I'm getting used to. But that's it, Chris. You can pull me back.
That's so funny.
It's been fun. I love all of you, and I can't wait to see you all in person and give you big hugs and wet willies and all sorts of fun.
Yeah, it'll actually be. Wait a minute.
Wait. One last thing.
The wet willy is not enough, or
That
That's
is
great.
Oh,
No, what happened?
for those of you who are watching who are new to the show. That is where the blue hands came from. He also has a nice little look. There's a nice little pin that I got, and this all came from a guy. I went down an Etsy rabbit hole. And even Peter from Alabama, when I showed these on Instagram, he came back. He's like, "Dude, I've had those carts sitting in my cart for like 2 days. How did you buy those ahead of me?" It was just one of those things. This guy, he did all these different artwork for like retro 80s type stuff, and it's all in red and blue. And so he chose to give the red spaceman blue air tank and blue hands, and the rest is history.
Wow.
and I made one hateful comment on it, and it's been the thing ever since.
Because Chris, I mean, if we can have a reoccurring running joke, failed rover, there's a little bit of reason for us to do little things.
I got that jerk in my collection too. So,
and blue hands will live in infamy.
blue hands, but you don't have red hands on blue. That's the thing.
Actually, I do, but he's in storage, cold storage.
All right. Anybody else want to talk? Anybody else want to share?
Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
used the road plates for the hangar door. Yeah, I think she did. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I got something.
All right. All right. What you got, man?
Well, outside of the, maybe I won't put the lights in my nose for it, but
Thank you.
But yeah, it's very similar to sort of what's been said here tonight. Is that it's during these kind of times. I've mentioned it many times before that Lego it's not just a crutch. It's when you're hitting sort of hard times. It's also a ladder out, right?
Yeah.
And it's very much a ladder out for yourself because it is an intensely sort of like personal pastime. Like, you spend a lot of times it's just you and the brick and that's it. So there's that part of it that helps, but then there's also the community part of it, which services the other side that needs lifting up too. And God knows this year we needed it. And it's when you have something that goes on like this, twice a week, there's something about it that you're actually using it to not just build your creations, but you're also using it to sort of like build your fortitude, right? And I think that's something which it's kind of special. And I think what's interesting is that, we all get together for like an hour and a half twice a week if we're lucky. Some of you guys meet outside of this in other streams, but for us are in here, it's really amazing that somehow it feels like we've known one another. Some of us have known one another for a long time, but for those people who I've only known for a short time, like Matt and Dana and Maddie and Jeff and all these guys, it feels like I've known you for longer. And I mean that in a good way, not my usual snarky bad way.
Oh, okay.
But
that was an inappropriate laugh then. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. But I mean, and I think that sort of like speaks to sort of what it's been put together, not only through our common interest in Lego, but also there's something about Lego that sort of tends to bring out the best in people. Like we're able to park the parts of us that we don't like or we struggle with, and we're able to bring the best parts forward and then mock one another mercilessly for them, but have a lot of fun doing it. So I think on the social side, that's definitely what's helped me through all this kind of thing. On the Lego side, one thing that's been great is that I haven't been too active in recent years, so here and there. So that means that my Lego knowledge has really lapsed. But when I joined this, and with a lot of the people here who have kept up with it or very active right now or both, here and in the chat, I see some people make some comments or they direct towards certain things or they reference something which I'll check afterwards, or Instagram or whatever. It's sort of given me like a refresher course in what's going on, both with product, building styles, things like that. Things that, I really, being an old man, all that stuff I had no idea about. So it's been, even though I don't like, I've built, a few things. I built like Space Police 2 base and all that kind of stuff. I definitely see how some of the things that I've built, they've been influenced by some of the knowledge that I've gotten from here and the different streams that kind of come out from here. So that's been great. And it's and just on one final note, when Dana was doing the Old Grey Brick set of the week, man, like you see those old sets and all the different comforting memories you have of them and all that stuff. It's seriously like it's like a hug from mom, like every week when you see those, right? And I mean, if there's any time that you need those, it's now. So those were great. Like those, I can't tell you sort of like what a positive thing that whole series was. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, for us. I mean, for those of us who built those classic space sets and had those in the day, or wished for those in the day, saw those in the toy store, and mom didn't get them. You can have the little one, not the big. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
And it was at the time, I think, a rarity to be a Lego fan with the rest of your friends, because at least it was for me. Those things are like, okay, my childhood, those are my things and my dreams, and it was a little bit different than the rest of my friends, and that was my thing. You know what I'm saying? And seeing those sets and then what, I could take that and I could build something else, or just remember, that panel flaps and does a thing, and there was all sorts of those original heady days of Lego that we think of when you see those sets and the backgrounds and those colors. Yeah, it is definitely it's warm apple pie and cookies, kind of thing.
It is. It totally is. Yeah.
And brings back a lot of fond memories.
Yeah,
memories probably before Maddie was born, but
guarantee there.
Sorry, Dad.
Guarantee there.
Yeah, Maddie looks at the original Harry Potter series, going, "That was my childhood."
There was about a month ago. Chris and Matt and Mark and I were having a Saturday chat, and I mentioned I was thinking about maybe stopping doing the Old Grey Brick set of the week, and Chris was like, "Don't you dare!" And I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Oh yeah, no."
Oh yeah. No.
Because I've been doing it for so long, and I did that whole run of the 100. That was the thing, is I did 150 days of Lego Space, and so I almost kind of felt like, people got to be getting bored with this.
No.
And just the outpouring I got on the Facebook groups was like, can you start over and do it again?
Or do you know what I would love if you did start over, but built all the alts?
That is actually something I have thought about. I have actually thought about, because there is a website called Back of the Box.
Yeah.
That I can actually go and build the alts of each one of them. Yeah. And it's so I think that when I do it the next time, I want to do that where for every set it'll be more than one day. So that set will go like 2 or 3 days, because I'll build the alt sets to take pictures of at the same time. So, which is going to take a lot more time, and I don't want to just throw it out there and drive myself crazy, but that is the intention the next time I do it.
That would be awesome.
Thank you so much for the work you put into that. I know it's a labor of love, and I know it is. It's got to be a lot of work. It's not cheap.
The cost picture was already out of the way.
Yeah.
But it got to, because when I originally started doing it, I was like, this shouldn't be that big of a deal. I can just do a picture a day. And it started getting towards the end where I was like, I'm at 130. I got 20 more days to go.
Yeah.
Because it was a mental thing in my head that I'm like, I've committed to doing this, and I don't want to stop until I reach the last set that I have. And I really felt like, it was a little bit of pressure, like how I gotta run downstairs and take care of this before the end of the day, kind of thing. So I want to have it more planned out next time, now that I know what it will take and the effort that it takes, because it was a lot of fun.
For sure.
Anybody else, real quick? We're hitting 2 hours, so we probably need to circle the airport here. But a great question was asked by Builder Q, and Builder Q, we're so glad that you could be here with us, because you've been pretty hilarious. But this is a great question.
Yeah.
And it may be what we talk about next week.
I think it should.
Yeah, this may be our target for next week. How has lack of events changed your build process and schedule and everything?
Yeah.
And I'll just go ahead and say, me being the guy that lets the last minute pressure get him finished with the build, I got some that aren't finished yet. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't have to take it to a con tomorrow. Now I put it back in the box. So, but there's just a couple of things. Let's see. Old Fart Space is always the best way to describe us. So, but anyway, anybody else want to share real quick? Anyway, the Lego process and stuff. This table behind me has got everything and the gift y'all gave me at Christmas, which is probably the best thing I built in COVID because y'all did that for me, and I appreciate it. And I've got a ship over there, and I built the Blacktron Tower. So there's been a lot going on, and when I look back, I'm like, dang, and like we've all kind of looked back and said, well, holy cow, we've actually accomplished stuff. So when you have some time to fill, if you fill it creatively, then you can accomplish quite a bit. But you know what? During this time, some people haven't accomplished. Don't feel guilty if you haven't refinished your floors or built a new deck on the back of your house during COVID, because holy cow, this has been, just the worst. I've told a couple people, you have experienced in a small way chemo without going through the chemo, the need to be isolated, the need to, just your world thrown out and out of sort and everything. That is the 4 months of chemo I went through has been extended now into a year of COVID in a lot of ways. And so you can have some, I guess, ability to relate to somebody when they're going through an illness like this, but we've all been affected by it in some way. So if you haven't accomplished, if you haven't lost 30 pounds, which I picked up a few, don't feel guilty about it, right? It's just the way to deal with it. But tomorrow you can do better. Tomorrow you can be better, and you can accomplish something else. So don't feel bad if you haven't made a ton of mocks through this. This is not what this has been about, but it has been about for us to say, hey, there has been some camaraderie. There's been some creativity. There's been a lot of stuff that has happened positive. So even in the worst, you can still find the best. And so
I just
you guys
have
encouraged me to do that.
I just want to say, Chris, guys, that you guys have all helped me get through losing a job, deciding to become retired, to selling my house, to packing my stuff up, to moving my stuff, to getting it here and starting this dream. You guys have helped me and encouraged me every step of the way. And if that's not the worst in a pandemic, I don't know what is. But
awesome.
yet, I'm on the other side, and I'm very happy about where I'm at now.
Rich, I really wanted to see you make a Photoshop of yourself in the Clampets truck and have all your Lego in the back of it. You're going to Beverly or whatever you're moving. That would have been great, but we get it. But yeah, so you know what? Even small accomplishments are big ones during this time because it's been tough on everybody, and you guys have encouraged me. I'm glad that this has encouraged y'all too. So you know what? Just as we end tonight, remember: be kind, be nice, wear your mask, go get your shot, and let's see this thing through. Thank you for being creative and kind, and be nice to your neighbors. You guys have a great night. See you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.